Hey friends, it's Laura. Welcome to my Patreon channel. Today I am sharing a lovely scrapbooking layout with you. It is an 8.5 by 11 layout and I am so obsessed with it. I think it is the cutest layout I have made all month and I really love it. So the first thing I did was I cut out some florals and all of those little moths from that really cute patterned paper, which is from the new Paige Evans Truly Grateful collection. And then I experiment with a couple of different potential pattern paper borders for my layout. And I end up going with one that matches the color in these cute little moths. I end up choosing a paper that has like the really pretty pink on it. And I cut down my 8.5 by 11 white cardstock paper and I distress all the edges. And then I'm going to go ahead and tape that down onto my pink background paper. So that way the pink paper kind of acts like a frame and gives a nice border to the layout. And I really love how it pulls in more of that pink color. I am obsessed with the colors in this layout. They are totally my vibe right now. All the oranges and the pinks and the reds. I am obsessed. And you can see those little moths there are the cutest. I love them so much. I think they're adorable. And everything that I'm using to make this layout, I believe was from the fall sampler kit from Click Kits. And yeah, so that's where I got all of my supplies to make this layout, and I'm really loving it. Although I have a lot of papers that have butterflies and moths in my stash, so I'm sure I could have found something comparable in my stash too. You definitely don't have to get new supplies to make gorgeous layouts for sure. So I'm grabbing some different florals here and I'm going to cut the white border off from around it. That way it's just the flower. I don't know, something about the white border on them I really don't like. I'm not sure why certain collections do that. I know Jen Hadfield's collections always do that, and this is Paige Evans Truly Grateful, and I know that pack all had white borders around the bigger florals. I don't know why. It's kind of like maybe it's the same image that they use on their stickers and they have to use like a white border around the stickers so the cutting machine doesn't cut it too much, if that makes sense. Doesn't cut off part of the image. I'm not sure. Just taking a guess there. But I do that and I pulled out a couple of different floral die cuts from that pack and I'm using my awl to poke some holes in it, and I'm going to do some hand stitching on all of these flowers here, and I really love that. I wanted this layout to just feel like a warm welcome, like textured and fuzzy and warm, and I had a lot of visual interest going on. I wanted it to have all of those warm feminine vibes, if that makes sense. So yeah, I add a little bit of hand stitching to each one of those floral die cuts that I am going to use on my page. And the photograph that I am documenting is one from August of this year when I was down in Florida. And I had a beach day with my sister and my baby niece, and my niece was so tired afterwards. We went to go out to eat, and she had fallen asleep in her car seat, and when I took her out, she just stayed fast asleep on me, and I thought it was just the most heartwarming, cutest thing. And I love the picture, and I love that memory so much. It makes my heart burst. So that is the image I'm using. And you can see here I wanted to use this phrase. It says adore. It is a puffy phrase sticker. And the problem with it is that it had that like plastic epoxy finish that's really smooth, and I didn't want it in this green color. I thought it just didn't go with my page very much, and I wanted to stay more in the warmer tones. So I wanted to paint it, and you can see in the video I had tried painting it once and I just felt like it was not going to dry. it didn't work very well. So what I ended up doing was I took a little sanding block and I just sanded the top of that phrase sticker a little bit and got it roughed up so it wasn't such a smooth surface. And then I cleaned it off from any material that was left behind from sanding it. And then I went ahead and I painted it. And I used, I think, 2 coats of tan paint, and then I used 2 coats of gold foil paint, and that totally transformed that phrase sticker there. I love how it turned out, and I think it matches the layout so much better now that it is gold. So I was really pleased with that. And now I am going to use my awl and poke some holes in my layout and through some of those moths. And I'm going to use some of these handmade brads that I did. And if you want to know how to make those brads, I show you on camera in one of the other process videos on my Patreon this month. So you can check out the process video for that. I just used some gold wire and a pair of wire benders or like pliers basically to create those little brads out of the gold wire, and I use that to fasten down all of my moths so that they can twirl around the page, and I love that movement so much. And to add to that feeling of warmth and texture and coziness, and also to the feeling of movement and freedom, I went ahead and I drew these cute little path lines from each of my moth down to the bottom of the page so you could see like their flight path. And then I went ahead and used my awl to poke holes along those lines, and I hand stitched with white thread the little flight paths of each of those moth butterflies, and I think it turned out so cute. I love it so much. And then I go ahead and I start adding some sequins back to the page. I had done that earlier, but then I had taken them all out when I started hand stitching the flight patterns for the moths. So adding those sequins back in, and now I'm going through the sticker pack that came with that click kit this month, and that has lots of cute little pieces on it. So I add that gorgeous hello phrase sticker there in the light pink color, and I add that sparkle purple glitter arrow next to my floral die cuts there. And I added a couple of hearts to the page as well. And really loving how everything's looking now, going to the puffy sticker pack and adding some hearts in different colors from that pack to my page. And then you can see how that gold foil painted adore phrase sticker turned out, and I think it matches the page so much better than the dark green would have, and it just adds to the feminine, soft, cozy, warm tones and vibes of this layout, which I love so much. And these little phrase stickers I have in my hand that I'm going to add to my layout, I think those are Amy Tangerine, I believe. I absolutely love them. They came in the kit too, and they have that gorgeous light pink color, and they have the yellow and the orange, and it was so perfect. It matched all of the colors from those moths so well, and yeah, I was really pleased with how that ended up looking, and I think it's so beautiful. There's so much going on the page now, but I think the white background keeps it from looking too cluttered. I think it's just the right amount of interest and dimension and texture and busyness for my style. So yeah, really love that. I finish off the page with a little bit of journaling, although I probably need an entire page to journal about just how much this moment meant to me. My little baby niece laying on me, oh my gosh, it was the cutest darn thing. And her cute little chubby cheeks leaning against my shoulder there, and she's totally passed out. It is the cutest thing. And yeah, just so much joy in my heart. And I wanted to make a page that was equally as feminine and full of heart and warm, cozy vibes and just so much joy. And I love how scrapbooking allows you to take those emotions out of a picture and create art that matches that emotion to help you document that story and that memory as beautifully as you remember it and as beautifully as you felt in the moment in which it happened. So yeah, super loving that, loving this layout. You can see all of the close-ups here of that gold foil phrase and all of the hand stitching on the flowers and with those moth flight paths, and you can also see how each of those moths twirls around. They all interact and they have lots of movement, and I love it so much. So I hope you have enjoyed this process video with me, and I hope you loved this additional take on how to have elements on your page that move around that you can interact with. I really love how the moths do that, and I hope you love it too. If you are feeling inspired and want to make a page similar, please share that page with me. I would love to see it. You can tag me on Instagram, or even better, you can actually upload your photo on the comment section of any of these videos or posts on my Patreon channel, and I can go ahead and see any layouts that you create. Until next time, friends, thank you so much. I hope this video inspires you to get crafty, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for being a community member here. I appreciate you and love you, and I hope you have an awesome crafty day. Bye!